Racing, it's all about the people, places and horses, and Grassroots is the show that showcases them all. Stay with us for a great show ahead. Joined by Sam Doran. Sam, we've got an interesting show today, a real mix of stories.
That's a really good way of putting it, Adamo. Great to have you here again with us today. We're going to start off with a really popular horse who had a long career in the saddle, Man of Games, which I really knew nothing about until I watched this story as well. And then we're going to finish off with a story that covers kids' big dreams, something I'm always heavily invested in.
Let's start off with that horse that you mentioned, a horse that I also was fond of during its racing career, though he had his fair share of knockers as well. And we speak of Sosibon, who had such a long career. He raced right up to the end of his 9-year-old season, and he's being looked after in retirement by Lindsay Park. Let's hear from Ben Hayes.
He's been a horse that's been around our stable for a very long time, and the staff know him very well, and it's a pleasure to have around the stable, and his career's been amazing. He's gone from the bad boy to absolute champion, one of the quietest horses in our yard. I was looking back, he's ran in Group 3, Group 2, Group 1s 61 times, and that's not including the stakes races. For his 95 start career, for a horse of his calibre to stay at the high level, and race at the highest level for that long is such a good effort, and yeah, he's got to be sorely missed.
It's now Detonator Jack up to Sosibon, who's going with the favourite. 100 metres to go. Sosibon kicks. Detonator Jack has to really fight. Sosibon's going to turn over Detonator Jack.
I just loved whenever he won a race because he had that bad boy attitude. Twitter used to go mad. They go, oh my God, Sosibon's won a race. And for me personally, I'm not sure about everyone else, but I used to love flicking through and seeing what people were saying about him. But yeah, it's really sad to see him go, but he's got to have a great life.
Working with a horse like Sosi, you definitely get to experience the highs and the lows. Sosi definitely had some good runs when I strapped him, but he also had some not so good runs. But it's an honour.
Ash is the one, his preparation that's looked after him, and she does a great job, keeps him happy, and she always gave you a good feel with her feedback with how the horse is going, and look, she's done a great job, and here at the farm I think everyone wants to look after him. He's a mixed bag, so no, we're very happy with how Ash has looked after him, and we've been able to have some very good results.
Working with Sosibon was an honour. He's been a legend for so long, and punters and everyone who watches racing loves the horse. He could be a grumpy old bugger when he wanted to be. Most of the time riding his work, coming home, he used to dance. He always jig-jogged all the way home. Probably spent more time of his life sideways than straight, but nah, he was a great ride.
We've had a discussion with the ownership group. They're open to people going for dressage or that kind of calibre. He's a very sound horse, and they're just kind of waiting for the next 3 months, and they'll obviously look at who's offered, and they'll probably choose someone who they think is best suited to them. And I know there's a lot of applicants already.
It's an honour, you know, to work with something that's so favoured by everyone. To go out and know that he's always going to try his best and always work well with everyone, it's great.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be a popular horse, and interesting to see where he lands as far as his forever home. But it sounds like there's plenty of people putting their hand up for him, and Sosie Bon, such a great character of the track.
He is a great character of the track, and we were talking about he's been a little bit maligned as a racehorse. I'd love to own one that won $2.3 million in stakes, that contested 61 Group 3 races and above. And, you know, he started a career with Robbie Lang. Robbie Lang's got a great eye for a horse. I did a little bit of quick research. Polanski, Lord of the Sky, Danerich, Sosie Bon. All those horses in the last 20 years. I know we paid, I think, $250 for Sosie Bon as a yearling, but most of those horses were quite cheap and had really good careers at the same time. So he's got a great identification or system to identifying young horses. But I love Sosie Bon. Great to look at. He tried his hardest all the time. A bit like Tom Melbourne.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit like Tom Melbourne. They gave their all on the track. Sometimes there's just one better than you.
That's right. And he was multiply Group 3 winner, multiply Group 1 placed. And he gave people a lot of thrill on the track. So we look forward to seeing and following him in his life after retirement there, Sosie Bon. Well, Maria Kaminski's had a long career in racing, and now she takes on the off-the-track retrainer job. Let's hear from her and her story.
I just love the thoroughbred. I find they're very versatile with any discipline. They're good at everything, really. Any discipline you want to do, I feel like the thoroughbred can do it. Although some people say they're hot, I find they've got really good brains. They've, you know, been in racing their whole life. They've been in crowds. They've just been around and done a lot, and I love them. I've got 5, and all of them are, I call bomb-proof. I've been with Mike now for 16 years. I don't know, I think because I started there so young, I just loved it. There I learnt everything I sort of know from that stable.
Rockin' Horse in front. It's going to be an absolute boil-over. Rockin' Horse won the Newmarket.
So in 2016, my partner Jake Noonan and I moved up to Mornington. We had a couple of kids, and I stopped in the racing for a while, but we purchased a agistment property in 2019, and I do a lot of Mike Moroney spelling and pre-training now, along with Jake's dad Tony Noonan and a few local Mornington trainers. So I have a niece called Riley. She's 11. She's been riding her whole life as well, and recent years she's been coming and riding with me. She's gotten older and riding a few of my thoroughbreds. She can ride all of them, but her favourite's Nugget because she loves jumping, and Nugget's quite good at jumping. So I'm hoping she can maybe step up and take the reins and start competing him a bit more in the off-the-track jumping series.
He's very different to most horses. He's funny. He's just got a lot of character about him. And he's just a very funny, energetic horse. Well, everyone in my family was like in the horse world, so I guess I kind of grew up with horses all around me, and I've been riding them my whole life, and I just fell in love with them. They're very beautiful animals. They've got a big heart. They're just beautiful, and I love them a lot. It's my favourite thing to do when I have time off school. There's nothing I'd rather do than just being on a horse, and it's just the best thing to do. Yeah, it's just the best job in my opinion. I have a lot of people around me that do it, like my uncle Jake Noonan and my stepsister Dakota Keane and her partner. Yeah, I've got a lot of people in the racing world that I know of. I just want to become a jockey when I'm older.
Probably my biggest thrill with the racehorses is re-educating them and knowing that that's sort of your work. So people often ask me why I love the thoroughbred and the horses. I've just grown up around horses. I just love them, and since working in racing, it's just even more so. My passion's grown for the racehorses and retraining them, and I just love it and love looking after them here on my property when they come for a spell. They're all treated like my own. Love my job, I love my horses, and I just make it all work.
Maria Kaminski there, an off-the-track retrainer, very talented horse person, and using her skills to take racehorses and teach them how to progress into their next stage of life.
Well, it's so important in our sport that we do this, and the next generation is also heavily important as well. And I'd love to be able to do a story with Riley at some stage in the near future too.
Sure, yeah.
Particularly, interested in anyone who's got a horse nicknamed Nugget. What a great nickname for a horse to have a horse nicknamed Nugget at the same time. And I just think they're very compatible. He's got a great background there as well. Tony Noonan's in the family. Jake Noonan, we know, of course. Working for Mike Moroney, there's a great history there and background, and if Riley could soak all that in, I think she might be able to get her dream and become a jockey one day.
Might be a future guest on Grassroots. We're going to take a break, back with more stories shortly.